Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you an addict? Are you an addict that's in recovery? I got great news if you have wandered from your recovery. Maybe you've relapsed. Maybe you've gained some extra fluff in your recovery because you've wandered away from your higher power. I got great news. Stay tuned. A couple years ago, I heard this story about Shrek, the sheep. He became famous when he was found after hiding out in caves for over 6 years. And of course, during this time, his fleece grew without anybody there to shave it. And when he was finally found and shaved, his fleece weighed an amazing 60 pounds. You see, most sheep, their fleece weigh just under 10 pounds, with the exception of maybe around 15 pounds max. And for 6 years, Shrek carried 6 times the regular weight of his fleece, simply because he was away from his shepherd. You see, this also reminds me of John chapter 10 when Jesus compares himself to a shepherd and his followers are his sheep. Maybe it's a stretch, but I think Shrek is much more like a person who knows Jesus Christ but has wandered off. If we avoid Christ's constant refining of our character, we're going to accumulate extra weight, some fluff in this world, some fluff in our recovery, a weight that we don't have to bear. And you see, that's also like us addicts in recovery. We God pulled us from that pit of addiction, and we're in recovery, working on that hurt, that habit, that compulsive behavior. And we start to wonder a little bit. We start to get a little complacent, and we start, missing a meeting. We start, not working that daily step, or, not calling our sponsor. So we start gaining this extra fluff. We kind of start gaining some resentments. We start getting a little bit outside of our character and getting a little angry when, just little bitty things irritate us. And, we start, just struggling in areas whenever we used to not struggle in those areas. And you see, when Shrek was found, they brought in this professional sheep shearer to take care of Shrek's fleece. And they took care of it in 28 minutes. And you see, how refreshing is that? How many of us have been out in a relapse for days, weeks, months, and we're trying to take care of it on ourselves when all it takes is to come back to a professional sheep shearer, our shepherd, Jesus Christ, and he can take care of that relapse in a matter of minutes instead of the days and weeks that we were trying to, because we were trying to control it. God can do more with our surrender than we can with our control. So when we come back to that shepherd and we get trimmed up, we look all nice, and he takes away all that extra fluff. And you see, Shrek, after he was shaved, his fleece, that 60 pounds of fleece was enough to make suits for 20 men. And all it took was coming home to the shepherd. Guys, I believe Christ can lift the burdens that we carry if only we stop hiding. He can shave off our fleece, that extra fluff. And that is our self-imposed burdens that are brought about by wandering from our good shepherd. We go hiding off in those caves. Jesus tells us, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." And that's Matthew 11:28. Guys, stop hiding in the caves of your relapse. Stop entertaining all that extra fluff of your recovery. Go back home to the shepherd and get that nice clean shave, and get that fluff removed, and then start back on day one.